Oh, it's gorgeous. Another sunny day in the Shire. So plans for today, probably I'll go on my bike, to be honest. Just finished work, heading home. So I don't know what the plan will probably be. I'll probably head out soonish, get out on the bike. Could go later, but sometimes I think going out early means I can come home and chill a little bit. But the weather here, as you can probably see, it's gorgeous. It's not, I was going to say there's not a cloud in the sky. There is some light clouds, but very little wind. It's practically just a slight breeze. But yeah, it's good. Another good day. We've actually been quite lucky the last couple of days with a good spell of sun. But anyway, basically gonna head home, get a can of energy juice, because in fact, just when that's probably what I was gonna add. There's like a tipping point, sort of between 10 and 11. I tend to go home, have some breakfast, a bit of coffee, can of energy juice, whatever the case may be. And then I get to 10, I start getting a little bit tired. That's where I think I need to be heading out my bike, getting fresh air, and then getting back into it. So anyway, we'll see what happens today. Bye. Hello. How's it going, people? YouTube, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Another bike vlog. So I was out yesterday. Today it is actually 22 degrees as we speak. So it's quite warm, but there's actually quite a cooling breeze coming from the shore, so you don't really feel it. It doesn't feel like 22. It feels more like probably 17 or something with the cool breeze. But the breeze is coming this way, because when I was heading down to my Green Hill climb, I couldn't really feel anything. So bit of a tailwind going, headwind coming back, but I feel really good. So that's like, this is Project 50's kind of like kicked off in earnest. I think this will be my 6th ride. I did 10 miles yesterday, but the Green Hill climb, it's been quite interesting. The Green Hill climb's only like, I think it's 290 metres in length, and you probably climb, I don't know, some parts it's 9, 10 in the middle part, but probably at the beginning and near the end it's maybe like 8 or something, 7, 8. So it's a nice little climb. It's actually good because it's short and it's sharp, but it's not overly long and it's not overly short. You get enough of a workout. But like the first day I went up, I think I said this yesterday or the day before, or the last vlog. First time I went up, I was 172, 173 beats per minute. So I was getting quite close to where my threshold is. I think 180 is like my threshold, or my max heart rate before I start, like maybe, I don't know, getting into a cardiac arrest. But I went up it again, and I was again about 170, but I wasn't as laboured at the top. I mean, the first time I got to the top, I was tired, but I wasn't really out of breath. Well, I was out of breath, what am I saying? But I wasn't like to the point where I had to stop. I could pedal through. Second, third time, get easier. Fourth time, fifth time, which was yesterday there, I went up it in my biggest gear, and I just gently pedalled, and I got up, and I think I was at 168 was my beats. So today I actually went up. I don't know if I went down in the gear down, which is the 30, it's probably the 28 cog, I think. I don't know if I went down in the one next to it. I'm sure it was the one just below my top. And I got up at absolutely no problem, faster. And my heart rate actually didn't get above, I think it was 158, I think I got to. So every time I've been up it, I've just get stronger and fitter. And I know you do lose your edge, but you're actually not long in getting it back as well. So, but that's just that little that little green hill climb, it's absolutely fantastic. You know when you've not been on your bike for long, and you know when you've actually been in your bike, you've actually got some kind of fitness coming back. So did that today. So I just did my usual little loop. I'm back sitting in my. I was actually gonna get off at where I sat before, yesterday, up in my log, but I thought, if I stop here, it's like you're just kind of getting a bit of your burn on, and it's just nice to kind of do the cycle, get here, then chill. So I'll probably do about 10 miles again. I'm going to go cycle up the pier again. I'll be sitting at the pier just along here. It's actually it's up there. Sit up there and just chill a little bit. So I've been thinking about topics. I'll probably think of a topic. This is the first segment, because I tend to waffle on way too much. I don't know what my topic's going to be actually. I'm undecided. I'll think of something. Anyway, see you soon. Hello. So I was thinking of a topic. Actually, it's probably been covered before. Disc brake, rim brakes. Now, this bike here, as you can probably see, has got, I don't know if it's that the right brake, has got rim brakes. Now, my God, that's a noisy. That is one noisy van. It must be refrigeration. So, rim brakes, disc brakes. Now, my other bike I've got is basically this is the second bike that I bought. This is my kind of my main bike now. This is my carbon SLR race bike. So the bike I had before, the bike that really got me back into cycling, was my Boardman. It's, what's the name of it now? It's a Boardman. It's a cyclocross bike. It's a CX. I think it's a CX 17 or something. Whatever the number is, it doesn't really matter. It's a 1x10 speed. It's a SRAM Eagle. Is it an Eagle group? No, Rival. It's a Rival group set. And that's the first bike I got, and that did me for, I don't know if it was like a year and a half before I got this bike. The 1x was okay. I got by. It wasn't perfect. Good for getting up the river and getting through any kind of muddy conditions with the thicker tyres, but I always struggled with the 1x. I just couldn't really get the gears buttered in. You're always either too much or too little. But that was a cyclocross bike, and that had disc brakes. Obviously, like a mountain bike and a cyclocross bike, it makes sense to have disc brakes, because it takes away from the edge. If you think you're trailing through mud and your tyre here, this will be all caked in mud, wet, damp, grit, stones, the works. The last thing you want is have your braking surface full of crud. So I get this bike, and this bike is probably like the last sort of production rim brake bikes. Probably made rim brake bikes after this, like maybe for about another year or two. But now it's like disc brakes rule the world. Now, I'm controversial, right? I know disc brakes are good, right? Braking's, and especially in the wet. And this is where it's a bit of a weird topic, because I would argue the fact that a road bike, I say, doesn't need disc brakes. I think in a dry day like today, it's perfect. Now, I don't know what most people do, but I actually just serviced my brakes today. When I say serviced, I don't mean I took them all apart. And I could probably do that at some point. I'll give them a really good clean. But I basically take the pads off, unscrew the little screw that holds it in, swap the brake pads out, clean them. So I get like mild detergent and give them a really good clean, then completely dry them off, make sure that there's no detergent on it. If I don't really use like a detergent, I just use a very light, tiny bit of it, clean them, and then I sand them back. So all I'm doing is taking the edge off it. Like sometimes they'll get kind of shiny. I'll just take that back and just abrase it a little bit. Put them back on, front and back. Just repeat it, the back, front, whatever, take off first. and then I do the alcohol round and clean the brake pad surface on the tyre, or on the carbon wheel, get it absolutely clean. And the brake performance in these brakes when I do that is absolutely amazing. You can feel it grip, so they're really good. So my argument would actually be you don't really need like disc brakes. I think disc brakes are an industry forced thing, and I think like, braking power on in a dry day, like take wet out the equation, right? Rain doesn't exist. I live in Scotland, we don't get rain here. Yeah, exactly. It pisses like every other day. But anyway, my braking power at the moment with these pads is absolutely phenomenal. I'll probably do that every couple of rides. I'll take my brake pads, clean them, buff them back. These pads are actually getting quite close to needing replaced. I'm getting down to the last little bit, and I'm gonna wear these to the last kick. And I've got a brand new set of brake cables and brake pads to put on. I don't know whether I'll put the brake cables on because I don't really need it. I did lose a wire, like here. I think it was at the back of the front. But the brake cables are probably fine. The only thing is, if I do adjust them, there's not a lot of runoff in terms of the brake cable. I don't know if you can actually see here. Wait till I see. Where is it? These little bits here. I put these on. These are, I think they're Jaguar, the same company that make the cable covers. And they're they cover the little, oh sorry I'm losing it. They cover this little part, the end. So you cut it and you put these on and it stops it fraying, but you don't crimp it. So it's a non-crimping like end cover for your brake cables. Front and back, and they're really good. They're quite stealthy as well. But if I put on new brake pads, I'll probably need to expand the caliper, because at the moment it's quite tight because the brake pads are wearing thin, so I've got to go in tighter. So I'll probably need to replace the cable. And probably when I replace the cable, I'll probably get another brake cable so that I've got a spare. So I've always got like a backup. And maybe even the brake pads as well, just get another pair of brake. In fact, they're not available anymore. I've actually got a blue set of brake pads, which probably will do the job, but I service my brakes like pretty much every couple of rides, and the braking performance is good. Now in the wet, if I'm cycling in the wet, I'm not going that fast anyway. Even if I'm going fast, I'm always extra careful because I know my braking distance is not as good. But I think in the wet it's still good. It's not terrible. It's not what it could be. Like disc brakes, obviously in the wet, there's no comparison really. Obviously you're going to be better. You're going to be better braking distance in the wet. But I think aesthetically as well, a rim brake bike just looks far better. Your middle hub of your front wheel, and your back wheel, you don't have that big metal disc, and you don't have the wires running down, coming out your bottom stem of your forks, and just you got a big caliper sitting at the side, and sometimes you get the squeal of the brakes, and then you get the little ding 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 if it's just out of alignment. It's just me. I'm just old school. I think if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Brake calipers, I think, are just amazing. I just think they look far better on a bike. But don't get me wrong, like mountain bikes, cyclocross bikes, yeah, it's got a purpose, and obviously it is the way it should be. But that's just that's my sort of 5 cents on the brake. I know it's it's an issue that's quite prevalent, obviously, and a lot of UCI teams were like forced onto disc brakes, and a lot of riders were probably actually paid. I'd say paid, but I don't know if they were paid. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. I don't know, but a lot of riders were actually, made to ride disc brakes. In fact, one of the last teams was Ineos. Were one of the last teams to actually go onto disc brakes now. The whole weight thing as well. rim brake bikes are lighter than disc brakes. But I just think the stopping power, especially in dry conditions, you just don't need it. But that's just me. But that's the topic for today. It might cause a little, I don't say it's a ruffle any feathers, but I know a lot of people will say, but you know, disc brakes in wet conditions, yeah, 100%. You know, if I could just press a button on my bike and it went to disc brakes, it'd be great. But I like rim brakes, I think it looks good. But anyway, that's that over. That's the topic for today. So, yeah. But it just looks so much better. You know what I mean? Can't you beat a wee disc brake? Disc brake, rim brake, sorry. Absolutely superb. But anyway, I'm going to head off. I'm probably going to go to the end of the pier. I've been waffling for 10 minutes nearly. So take care and I'll catch you next time. To the whoops. Hello. So topic, probably maybe even topic number 2, is dust caps. Now, there's quite a big thing about dust caps on bikes. Personally have dust caps on. I just think it looks nicer. I think it, like, I've got black wheels, and I've actually got like black metal muck off dust caps. Try and get it, they don't stop my thing. So if you look here at my back tyre, so that's actually got, I don't know if you can actually see it, there's a little hole at the bottom. So that's actually got a valve core stem remover, a valve core, hold on a minute, a valve core remover, no? What is it? It's the core of the stem valve. Oh, it's a valve stem core remover. I think that's what it is. But that's got it in the end. In fact, I'll take it off. So you can see there, it's a metal muck off, and then you've got the little hole through it. It's like a needle. It's metal, and that basically, if you put that in your valve core stem remover, you can actually twist it off. It's quite handy to have if you've got tubeless and you maybe need to clear your stem. Now, not everybody, I just don't, right, okay, look. I honestly, I like my caps. I know a lot of people that go really kind of weird, like really sort of, like they start losing it a little bit when you've got dust caps on, but it just keeps, for me, it's another aesthetic thing with the bike. I like the look of it. I think it keeps it, you know, you don't have this like bare metal finish, needly looking thing sticking out, like at the front there as well, you know. I don't know. It's just me. I quite like the look of it. I think it just finishes a bike off a little bit. It's a bit like it's the same discussion I had before with rim brakes and disc brakes. I think disc brakes are quite ugly in a bike. You know, stopping power, yeah, it's phenomenal. But do you need it on dry days? Or in the wet, yeah, you probably could do it, but it's not essential. You just take more care. That's another little topic that, in bike terms, is quite interesting. But I do have dust caps. I quite like dust caps. So that's it. Just thought I would just highlight that little fact. Anyway, take care. Have a lovely day.